Good morning. Thank you so much, President Schenk, and good morning to you all again. It really is truly an honor and a source of great pride for me to stand here today and accept this honorary degree from the American University of Paris. To join with you graduates today, with those who have preceded you, and with the distinguished scholars, artists, and changemakers who have also been so honored by this university to receive an AUP degree. When I attended what was then the American College in Paris, I left at the end of a 2-year course that it then offered to complete my studies and receive my degree in the United States. So it's really nice to have an AUP degree. First, I would like to express my appreciation and thanks to the faculty and to my fellow trustees for conferring this upon me. It's particularly meaningful to receive this today as I step down, as President Schenk was mentioning, from my 6 years of service as board chair, and which is included in my 15 years of service as an AUP trustee. The past 6 years have been momentous for AUP, and it has been a privilege to lead the board, working closely with President Schenk to support our exceptional faculty and student body, and to help guide AUP along a path that secures its place ever more firmly in this most exceptional of cities, as well as in the echelons of excellence in international higher education. So, my fellow degree recipients, AUP graduates, congratulations on your achievements. This is a moment of mixed emotions for you, I am sure. Pride, relief, excitement, sadness, gratitude, even early onset nostalgia, or what you're leaving behind. But I suppose, above all, for most of you, eagerness for the future. You will leave here not only with the knowledge that you have acquired and the academic discipline of your degree in which that knowledge is grounded, but also with a set of skills that will truly set you apart, namely the ability to understand and work effectively across cultures different from your own. This special attribute of AUP and its larger application is what I would like to focus on today. Our world is changing demographically, technologically, and economically with a rapidity that is in many ways unprecedented. And these changes all have profound implications for the future, for our collective future and for your future, your individual future. And I believe that the ability to read different cultures, to navigate within societal complexity, and to consider and understand diverging viewpoints deriving from different cultures and histories will enable the AUP graduate better than many to anticipate, adapt, and thrive as these forces change the world. This ability, derived from the pluricultural richness in which you have lived and studied, gives you, AUP graduates, an edge in whatever path you choose to pursue. I think that this is the AUP edge, and it is the edge for your continuing success in the future. It is expected that I stand here and give you some advice, presumptuous as that is. So, as you take your next step, whatever they might be, my advice to you is to continue to develop that edge. At my other alma mater, Smith College, the graduation speaker this year was to be Christine Lagarde, the head of the International Monetary Fund, and coincidentally, an honorary degree recipient of AUP. She withdrew from speaking at Smith as a result of protests that had been mounted by students who disagreed with IMF policies. In my opinion, the students were wrong. Whatever you might think of the IMF, I like to think that this would not have happened at AUP. It would not have happened precisely because AUP students are so well versed in listening to views different from their own and in navigating these differences. Listening is not agreement, but it can lead to greater understanding. It is the bedrock of respect for difference in which AUP is grounded, and it is the basis for being able to adapt and cope and move forward to success. Speaking of graduation speakers, there was a completely different scene this year at Wake Forest. There, Jill Abramson, recently ousted editor of the New York Times, was granted celebrity status as she spoke. She had been slated before her dismissal to speak about the important topic of media freedom, but instead, after the abrupt turn of events, she chose to speak with those graduates there about resilience in face of adversity. You will all have setbacks. Maybe not as publicly as in the case of Ms. Abramson, but you most assuredly will have them. Everyone does. And when you encounter problems, the first order of business, don't panic. And then the second order of business is to figure out what to do next. It is then that you will need to draw on your inner resources to move forward, to understand the situation in as precise a way as you can, and to listen both to others and to yourself. Here also, AUP will have served you well, for the cross-cultural skills you have are also those that allow you to be closely attuned to other types of cross-currents and dynamics in all sorts of situations. About a year ago, there was an interesting article in the New York Times by James Bryant about how to get a job at Google. What does Google look for? It may not be what you think. First and foremost, Google looks for people with what they call cognitive ability, and that's different from IQ. In other words, if you're not Einstein, you may still have a shot at Google. What could be good news for many of us? As it looks to the future, Google says it looks for people who can process, absorb, respond to, and reformulate information from disparate sources. In short, people who are able to grapple with complexity. And that is what the learning environment at AUP has equipped you to do. Google also greatly values leadership, which for them is knowing when to take charge, when to step back, and humility, the willingness to listen to others and let go of one's ideas, modify one's views in the face of informed criticism and new information. And collaboration. This is very important in today's world, as innovation often is the result of a group or teamwork, the resonance of several people's ideas interacting with one another, and adaptability to new and changing circumstances. Not only go with the flow, but to embrace the change. Doesn't this sound like AUP to you? It does to me. The editors of AUP's first year book, produced at the end of the second year of the then college's existence, they paid tribute to that pioneering class, members of that first class, with great foresight, I think, calling them the beginning of the beginning. At the same time, they paid tribute also to the members of the succeeding second class, as it happens mine. They said of that class that it had made the beginning stronger. And so also, I say to you as well, 52 years after the first class entered, just as AUP has made each of you stronger and equipped you for the future, you too have made AUP stronger by being who you are, by your individual and collective achievements, and by what you will do in your future lives. I count on you as AUP graduates to live the best lives that you can, to contribute to the best of your abilities, making the world a better place than you found it, and to have as much fun as you can along the way. In making your choices, I wish for you to love the lives you live. The edge that you have obtained at AUP will help you to do all of these things. And whether or not you want a job at Google, the AUP Edge skill will help you in the class of 2014 to thrive and to be successful in an ever-changing world. Good luck for the future.